So the motion of plate tectonics can also form mountains. Mountains are just elevated parts of Earth's crust that abruptly rise up near the surrounding surface. And they're created by folding and faulting of the crust, or by volcanic activity. So here you can see the Appalachian Mountains from a satellite picture, and you can see the folding that occurs inside the structure of that mountain. Some mountains can form that are known as fault block mountains, and these mountains have faults that block off pieces of them. So you basically have these faults that have formed these plateaus, where these other pieces have sunk below the higher points. And then over time, sediments can collect and smooth them out, or you can form things, or snow and things like that can collect on the tops of these faulted mountains. And also over time, weathering can erode these sharp edges on these mountains, making them look more smooth. A volcano is just a hill or a mountain where lava comes out from beneath the surface of the earth. Magma rises up, and when it reaches the surface, we call it lava. The structure of a volcano includes the vent, which is the outward part of the volcano where it sinks in, and then the crater, which is the part down below, and then the lava flow. The lava flow is the lava that comes up from the magma below. There are different types of volcanoes. Shield volcanoes have broadly sloping structures. Cinder cone volcanoes are more steep. And then you can have composite cone volcanoes that are composed of alternating layers of cinders and ash and lava flows and mud, and you can have steep portions and more gentle sloping portions. There are other features that can occur with magma underground. If it solidifies, it can form intrusive rocks. What this basically means is that if you have some sediments on the surface and the magma finds a way to make its way up into these sediments, it can cut into this rock and solidify, and it can leave behind these little pieces inside of the rock. Finally, it's important to understand that mountain ranges and mountains that we see on the surface of the earth are formed from plate movements, particularly converging plate boundaries. Not all the time is it formed from converging plate boundaries. Some can occur due to stress or strain or movement in regions that transform boundaries. But in general, you're going to see mountain ranges form, especially the bigger mountain ranges form, in places where there are convergent boundaries. So here you can see on the west coast of the United States, you have the Juan de Fuca plate, which is a very small plate that rides near the Pacific plate. And though these two are pushing apart, it's pushing this plate into the North American mainland, causing all of these mountains to occur. There are volcanoes in this region. Mount St. Helens, I believe it erupted in 1980. So we can see how plate movements on the surface form a lot of the surface structure that we see, particularly on the land.